It's time to wake up, San Gabriel Valley, with CCN Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. So glad you're with us this morning. Welcome to CCN Sunrise. I'm Joseph C. Phillips, here with the lovely Mary Winters. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. I'm still subbing in for Sunita Joshua Madison.
Who's out on maternity leave.
She is, and I hope she's getting some good rest.
Well, with a newborn.
Who knows? I know.
Well, she's going to miss a great show today. We have Lynn Chang with us here from Art in the Art House, and Laura Verlack is here from the Pasadena History Museum, and she's going to be talking about the Civil War.
And she brought some really amazing items, so I'm really excited to see those and to share those with everybody.
I'm into the Civil War. I'm very excited.
I know. It's going to be really neat. And then Aline Gaspar from Bricks LA is going to bring some Legos, I think a lot of Legos, because I'm going to build a house or something that we can all...
Plans.
I do. Or maybe I could drive away in a car made out of Legos. And the other thing that's really exciting today is we have Valerie Milano, and she's going to give us the 411 on Scandal. I'm really excited about that.
I am too.
We get the scoop.
I hope that we're not going to give any information out before people get a chance to see the finale.
Well, they need to get their coffee. Everybody needs to get their coffee and see exactly what she's going to share.
That's
but
right.
you know, I know all of our children are very talented, but you have a son, Sam,
yes.
Your youngest,
I have three
right?
beautiful boys.
Okay.
My youngest son, Samuel, just became a national champion. He is now the boys' 12-year-old level 8 national all-around champion. He is the high bar champion. Oh, and we have video here. That's Sam on the high bar. And so he's national high bar champion and national pommel horse champion as well. He's a member of the men's junior national team. This routine is just, I'm so choked up. I'm very proud of this young man.
You should be. This is amazing. When I was in
jam.
school, we had to take gymnastics for one term, and I just couldn't even move my body. And to think that you can just, somebody can use their inertia like that, and so young, yeah. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, he came out of the womb like that, by the way, just doing flips everywhere. And my wife finally said, maybe you need to be in gymnastics. But I also want to say that I'm so impressed by all of the young people when I go to the gym and you see them from age 5 on up, and the girls, the strength that is developed in all of those children is absolutely amazing.
And
absolutely
the
amazing.
Attention to detail and everything that they do.
Well, enough about me. It's time for news with our own CCN's Jesse Mogle.
And now, CCN, Crown City News. Your neighborhood starts right now.
Good morning, Mary and Joseph. Here are some of the headlines making news in the San Gabriel Valley. Cleantech Environmental in Irwindale has fallen under intense scrutiny after the California Department of Toxic Substances approved their permit to let them recycle used motor oil. Santa Monica-based ConsumerWatchdog.org spearheaded opposition to Cleantech's recycling efforts through an organized protest in March. Now they're co-sponsoring a petition to ask Governor Brown to stop Cleantech from recycling oil. I had a chance to speak with the parties involved and take a closer look at Cleantech. Irwindale's Santa Fe Dam Recreation Area is often seen as an oasis in an otherwise industrial area. ConsumerWatchdog.org advocate Lisa Tucker believes its safety is threatened because of the Cleantech Environmental's recent expansion into motor oil recycling. She accuses them of improper zoned land use, harmful recycling practices, and the exploitation of the people living nearby.
Zoning specifically prohibits this kind of hazardous waste activity at that location.
Irwindale's Community Development Director disagrees.
The city of Irwindale did not break any of its own laws.
You'll find many industrial sites in the immediate area.
There's heavy industrial companies all around us, so we're in the correct zoning area.
Cleantech and Irwindale officials swat away Consumer Watchdog's concerns about the oil recycling process.
They could take the dirty used motor oil and treat it chemically to remove those impurities.
There's a misperception that they're actually recycling the oil there and treating it, when in fact they're just separating it from the water, making sure it doesn't have certain hazardous materials even before it comes out of the truck.
We're not re-refining, we're not reprocessing by using chemicals or heat or anything like that. We're just simply testing the oil to make sure that it meets purity standards.
Health and safety concerns for the largely Hispanic population in Irwindale have also taken center stage.
Is largely, socioeconomically disadvantaged and Latino, and these are the communities that always seem to bear the brunt of such projects.
We advertised again in the paper and on the radio, both in English and Spanish, letting everybody know exactly what we were doing, being very upfront with the community as well.
Clean tech officials say they have built-in safety measures in case of spills to protect the environment.
We've got 7 layers of protection to make sure that nothing can get into the groundwater or to the Santa Fe Dam recreational area. We're a big part of the community here, so we absolutely are very sensitive to any allegations that we would somehow pollute that recreational area. This is basically a glorified transfer facility.
Gustavo Romo says after the city of Irwindale and Cleantech gave presentations during the April 22nd City Council meeting, the neighboring Baldwin Park City Council decided to pull their letter against Cleantech off the agenda. Primes and subs. It's not the latest Transformers movie, but some small business owners say subcontracting with a prime company like Skanska has transformed their lives. An event took place Thursday, March 7th, designed to allow small, minority-owned businesses to connect with large contractors of major public and private development projects around the world. CCN's Tammy Devine has this story.
Ronnie Jones's traffic control company manages the flow of vehicles near construction sites. He says subcontracting with Skanska, one of the biggest construction and development companies in the world, has changed his life. He met Skanska workers who could decide to use the services during a matchmaking event through Metro.
We just went in and sit down, shook hands, gave them our capability statement, gave them business cards, told them exactly what we did, and just created a relationship, a good rapport, and being friendly and being reliable, selling your service pretty much. And from that, it just developed into something that's much bigger than I expected it to be.
Skanska procurement or purchasing workers took part in a forum at the Los Angeles Public Library to let disadvantaged businesses know how they could subcontract with the company on major construction and transportation projects, often worth billions. A certain percentage of Skanska projects are required to go to these small businesses, and procurement coordinator Terry Johnson says it's her role to present the opportunities.
Small minority business, normally, let's see, you would be Black, Hispanic, Indian, Pacific Asian, and so those would constitute a disadvantaged business. You're small, under X amount of dollars. So those are the companies that's part of my job to actually look for, to show them contracting opportunities.
Procurement manager Lawrence Martocci says it's important for the businesses to have DBE and other specialty certifications.
One of the points that we touched on in the forum today was if you are a certified business with the UCP, a Uniform Certification Board, we heavily look at that list. It's a database that Caltrans is plugged into, all the major city agencies are plugged into, and that really is our phone book for reaching out to businesses with their certifications.
Some small business owners here say Skanska has become a mentor and that the company is willing to work with them often on a long-term basis. Demolition contractor Rita Ferguson, a rare woman in her industry, says she's been working with Skanska for 5 years and that they provided many educational resources.
So transparent and they're so helpful. They're always giving you ideas. They're engaged with you. They listen to your problems or your challenges, and they always have a solution. In addition, they introduce you, they pass you through to other subcontractors that you can work with.
Just to give you an idea of how big a company Skanska is, their website shows that they bring in about $7.3 billion each year in the United States alone. Globally, Skanska makes about $22 billion annually. Following the embarrassing embezzlement scandal, the city of Pasadena is now feeling the sting of public outrage as some local residents wonder if city council members are voting to increase events at the Rose Bowl, partly because of the thousands of dollars worth of free tickets council members get for those events. Lonnie Hamilton, a member of the Pasadena Politics Facebook page and the Seacoast Street Residents Association, has filed a complaint with the California Fair Practices Commission, or FPPC. She says Rose Bowl operating company CEO Daryl Dunn uses the tickets to gain favor with the city council. Council members and city staff may have received more than $150,000 worth of free tickets to last year's Rose Bowl events. Hamilton's allegations have made national news, and it all started after she says the city council chose not to listen to residents' complaints about noise and traffic from concert events at the Rose Bowl. Now the city is considering a 3-day Live Nation festival, which Hamilton is calling Pasadena Chella, like the Coachella Festival. She tells Crown City News it's an inappropriate event for the city and that she wants the Rose Bowl to get competent at running the 12 events already there before increasing the number to 18 events. The RBOC held an event at the Pasadena Convention Center Thursday night, explaining the multi-day event at the Rose Bowl and allowing for community input. More meetings are coming up to gauge the environmental impact of the music festival on Thursday, May 21st, Saturday, May 23rd, and Wednesday, May 27th. Find out what time and where by visiting crowncitynews.com. We'll talk more about this in the Morning Buzz segment. Pasadena resident and boxer David Mijares has a chance to qualify for the 2016 Summer Olympic Trials if he wins an upcoming crucial competition. Mijares is a 19-year-old student at Santa Monica College and a junior middleweight boxer at the Villa Park Community Center boxing program. Mijares won a California Golden Glove State Championship on April 11th in Visalia, which allowed him to advance to the National Golden Gloves Championship May 11th to 16th in Las Vegas. If he wins the national title, Mijares could qualify for the 2016 Summer Olympic Trials. The biennial Villa Park Boxing Show will take place where Mijares trains, the Villa Park Community Center, Saturday, May 16th at 1 p.m. The boxing show is hosted by the Pasadena Boxing Club. 13 Villa Park boxers will compete, including the Southern California Golden Gloves District Boxing Champion, Christian Camarena. That's it for the news, Joseph and Mary. Back to you.
Thanks, Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Yes.
You play with Legos?
I was a master Lego builder as a child.
I want him on my team.
Well, you should stick around because a little later, Eileen Gaspar from Bricks LA is going to join us live in studio, and we're going to be playing with Legos.
But first, we're going to have Lynn Chang here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the Pasadena Art Show.
Which I'm also very excited about.
It's a very artsy show today.
Very. That's coming up next.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy...
Get your ass up. You're not in here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Last year, Greg Limley, president of the Limley Theaters, had an idea to bring fine art to the moviegoers and launched Art in the Art House.
Well, we have Lynn Chang here, one of the curators, joining us, and she's going to tell us all about the current exhibit. First of all, Lynn, oh, and I should make sure that I introduce Greg Moore, who is one of the artists, and he has pieces in the exhibit. But I want to go to you first, Lynn. A movie theater. It has an art show in the movie theater. This is odd to me. Why a movie theater?
Well, you know, the Limley shows fine art, fine movies, rather, fine cinema. So it's kind of basically the movies that have the subtitles on them. So there may be French films and German films. And so the Greg Limley felt that there was an affinity for people who watched fine art cinema for fine art. And so it's bringing those two people together.
So it's a unique theater, it really is. And the Limleys actually grew up across the street from me. We're all little children. So
really wonderful.
Yeah, a little piece of Pasadena history there. But
now this is a juried exhibit. Talk about what that means, a juried exhibit.
Well, this is a very unusual show for Limleys. They have basically been featuring only solo artists. I actually was not a curator, but I was a co-producer of the show. Okay. So it's a little odd. I actually called them up to see if they would be interested in a group show, and Greg Limley answered the phone, so it's very disturbing for me. But we did a call to entries, and different artists submitted to the show, and then the juror, Joshua Elias, selected pieces that would be featured in the show, and Gregory's one of the artists that's featured.
So a juried show is, the show itself, the exhibit doesn't have necessarily a theme. It's just pieces that the jurist thought were exceptional.
Yes, and what's really unusual about that is the juror never knows what people are going to submit. And so people submit all this art, and then the juror has to make sense of how to create a visual narrative of all the art that's presented.
they have some things at the Women's Club too, and it is very technical kind of work to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the artists displayed are amazing. They really are very talented in this show, very experienced. And
where are they drawn from? Was this exhibit just Los Angeles-based artists, California-based artists, or is artists from across the country?
Los Angeles-based artists.
So, Greg,
yes,
you are a Los Angeles-based artist.
Right.
How did you get into this show?
Well,
I mean, obviously you sent a piece in, but is art your primary thing, or is this something?
Well,
you
right
do
now
on the
it is. Right now it's primary. I'm a retired teacher of LA Unified for about 30 years, and I've always been into photography. I couldn't be an artist through paint or drawing. I learned photography from my mother's lap.
You know, if we can get a shot, right. This is one of your photographs here, isn't it? I don't know if the camera can get it. And then on the other side here is Lynn, who is also in the show.
Piece. I don't know if we can get over in a wide shot over there or not with this, but it's amazing. It's hollyhocks. What inspired you? You love flowers.
I love flowers. I love gardening, and I like the vibrancy of flowers, and what I try to capture in my painting was just kind of the color and sort of the movement that I see when I look at my garden. And last year was the first year that I ever successfully grew a hollyhock. I have a green thumb, but I can't grow certain plants, and that was one of them.
Right.
Beautiful.
So.
And Greg, what about you? What was your inspiration for this lake? And if people, I'll move out of the way.
Where is the lake?
That's in Guntersville, Alabama. And my inspiration was to get in my car and drive and become inspired or feel it.
I want everyone to be able to see a piece of yours, so I'm going to bring this up here, and I think this is going to be better. Let me not put there.
It's beautiful. So did you go around Pasadena to try to find different?
Well, not necessarily. I guess the other piece is from Alabama.
Well,
It's
so you've
Alabama.
been really all over.
This is Pasadena. I grew up in Pasadena, and I've been looking at this light lamppost for many, many years. And I've always said these lampposts remind me of guards guarding the big city. And, you know, I just took the right lens and decided what I'm going to do with it. And I wanted to make sure that the...
Or like the beefeaters.
Yes.
Guarding the palace. Well, let's find out where the exhibit is, how long it runs.
Right.
We know it's in Pasadena.
Right.
And where is the exhibit?
The exhibit is in Lemley 7, which is the Pasadena Theater in Colorado. It runs through June 16th. It's free for anyone that wants to walk off the street and see that.
So you don't have to buy a ticket?
You don't, but there's so many good movies.
Okay, so
we still encourage you to see the movies.
You can just go in. Once again, it runs from?
I think it started April 16th and ends in June 16th.
June 16th at Lemley on Colorado.
Take your whole family. It'll be a wonderful day.
It's a wonderful day.
Especially when it's raining. So.
And there's a pizza place right next door. So pizza, a movie, and great art.
Great.
Okay,
thank you
Lynn
so much
Chang,
for
thank
being
you so
here
much.
with us.
Make sure you get out there to check out the exhibit.
During the school year, PUSD serves hundreds of meals to students who would otherwise go hungry. This summer, they're rolling out a program that will keep children engaged and healthy.
And that's details are coming up next, right here on CCN Sunrise. Thank you.
Beautiful piece.
Dad's home!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
I wish I was in school. If only I had a math test today. I'll stay after class. I'll clean the chalkboard. I wish I was in school.
School ends, but free lunches for your kids don't have to. Find your local food bank at feedingamerica.org/summer meals for help.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Well, my co-host, Mary Winters, spoke recently to Jessica Handy from the CHAMPS program, which is a program that provides free meals all summer long for disadvantaged children. So, take a look.
Free meals all summer long for children and teens. Project manager Jessica Handy joins us to talk about this special program for children in the summer in Pasadena. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mary. I'm welcome. Happy to be here.
Oh, great. Tell me a little bit about the program and how it started and who it will be serving.
Absolutely. So just a little background in Pasadena. So the health department over the years has done some research and determined that Pasadena has a 14% poverty level. And that obviously trickles into the school district. There, in 2013, 2014, 68% of the children within the school district received free and reduced lunch.
And we know children do better in school when their tummies are full and they have good nutrition.
Absolutely.
So tell me about this program for the summer then.
So the summer program was created because during the summer, the thought is these children don't have access to healthy foods. If they're, during the school year, they're obviously in school, they have access to the school meals. The summertime, where are they? What are they doing? Especially in Northwest Pasadena, there's only 3 grocery stores for a population of 60,000 people.
Wow.
And that is where a good portion of these families are concentrated in. And so we have a federally funded program that has allowed us to provide summer meals to students within the school district during the summertime.
So do they have to register? How do they access the program?
There's no registration required actually, and there's also no income requirement. The assumption is that if you're a student if you're 18 and under, you can access this program.
Oh, that's great. So where do they go to get the food?
Excellent. So we have 25 sites within the city, which is located either in Altadena, Pasadena, or Sierra Madre.
Oh.
They're located at several community centers. We're located at a lot of the school sites, as well as we also have a church location this summer.
So is there a certain time? Are they coming? Are there activities before? Or how is it set up?
Yeah, so a lot of our community centers, as well as the schools, have summer enrichment programs. So it's in partnership with those. We also have incorporated within our summer meals program activities for those families who are not necessarily enrolled in a program. Because this is open for anybody, you don't have to be enrolled in an enrichment program in order to have access to the food. You can live in the neighborhood and just arrive at the time the meals are served and receive a free meal.
Are you familiar with types of meals that they're serving? What are the popular things?
Popular things most kids like pizza, we have sandwiches on the menu, but it incorporates the guidelines for USDA. And so we've got your dairy, your fruit, your vegetable, your grain, and your protein.
So those kids are still grabbing for the pizzas though, and things
Absolutely. Like that. And PUSD has done a great job of incorporating some healthy ingredients. So we have a whole wheat pizza dough that is utilized on that menu for that entree.
So tell me, what time period are they providing the summer meal program?
So each site has a different window depending on the programs that are running. For example, all of our
You can watch the whole program on CCN, or actually crowncitynews.com for more details.
Well, I'm going to tune in. That was fascinating. They're doing good work.
Great work.
Good work. Well, moving right along, Mary, you know what? I don't normally associate California with the Civil War.
I don't either, but Laura Verlack is coming from the Pasadena History Museum, and she's bringing some really fascinating pieces. And she's going to tie in how Southern California and Crown City, Pasadena, actually do fit in with the Civil War. So I'm interested. I'm tuned in.
It's coming up next.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
This year marks the 150th year anniversary of the end of the Civil War. The Pasadena History Museum has a new exhibit commemorating this landmark event.
And Laura Verlack joins us live to tell us about the exhibit and how California, and specifically Pasadena, how we played a role in the Civil War. So tell us about it.
Well, I'd be happy to. About 2 years ago, one of our curators, Janet Caden, and one of our long-term museum volunteers came to us with this idea and said, all across the nation, they will be celebrating the sesquicentennial, or the 150th anniversary of the end of the Civil War.
I said 150 because I knew I was going to mess that word up.
That's taken months of practice.
But listen, I want to ask you, you know, you always hear Mississippi, Alabama, of course, Pennsylvania with Gettysburg. How does California fit into the history of the Civil War?
It's a great question, and I think it's one not many people know. But in fact, California was deemed vital to the Civil War effort because whoever controlled California's ports controlled the gold and the source of wealth for the Civil War.
Actually, my great-great-grandfather came from Chicago back and forth to California with supplies.
Really?
So, yeah. But they stayed in Chicago. Anyway, but tell us what's about these pieces here.
Everybody
Tell
has
us
a tie.
about these pieces.
We have some great things. So one of the things, our exhibit focuses on how California was involved in the Civil War, but also how the Civil War veterans who came in droves out west after the Civil War influenced our city. And it's a Pasadena story, but it can apply to all of California, really. Okay. One of the things we focus on is Civil War medicine, because the injuries that the veterans suffered during the war, the diseases that they contracted, affected them for decades after. So we have on loan from the Southern California Medical Museum in Pomona a Civil War era amputation kit. And I've pulled out the bone saw.
Which there were a lot of amputations.
There were a lot of amputations. I kind of get the heebie-jeebies just looking at this.
A lot of infections still too.
A lot of infections. Anesthesia was not what it is today.
Now, is it true? My son and I, excuse me, went to a reenactment, which I want to ask you about because I know there are some reenactors that are associated with the exhibit. But one of the exhibits at the camp we went to was the surgeons, and they said a couple of things. The first thing was that everyone thought that if you were outdoors, you would get germs. Right. But the fact was that being indoors kept everything, the air couldn't circulate, and it made people sick, more sick. Is that
Yes, that's right. And one of the things that came about in the Civil War was open-air hospital tents, which was a big advance. But the major cause of death in the Civil War was infectious bowel disease.
Oh
that sounds nasty.
Not fun. This is an actual Pasadena resident here.
It is.
So tell us about this piece.
This is young Thomas Folds Ellsworth. He was a Massachusetts native, and he settled in Pasadena in the 1890s, and he lived across the street from where the museum's located today at 470 West Walnut. But Thomas Ellsworth was offered a lieutenantship in the 55th Massachusetts Infantry, which is notable because it was one of 2 colored or African American regiments in the Civil War. He was later promoted to captain for his role in the very bloody battle at Honey Hill, South Carolina in 1863, and was awarded a Medal of Honor. The museum owns this tintype, and the buttons are on loan from the family.
So how long will it be going on?
Please, we're right there. Where is it located? How long is the exhibit going to be there?
Right.
So people can rush down and see it.
The exhibit's up for several more months until September 20th. And in fact, on Sunday, we will be participating in Moda Day, which is a free family day from 12 to 5. And we will have the 71st Company B, Pennsylvania encampment.
Thank you. We'll be there.
Thank you, Laura. I'm
you.
fascinated. I've got to get down there. So there's lots more coming up in the next half hour of CCN Sunrise. Segment star Valerie Milano has the scoop on the Scandal finale.
And Aline Gasper is going to be here to make all kinds of Lego things with us. So looking forward to that too.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning?
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
It's time to wake up San Gabriel Valley with CCN Sunrise.
Right now, it's time for entertainment news with our own Valerie Milano.
Scandalous. On the eve of the season finale, the stars of the hit drama hint at what's in store while on the red carpet at the Scandal for Your Consideration event May 1st at the Directors Guild of America in Los Angeles. When we asked Kerry Washington what she thought about the episode, she told us, "Can tell you it's real shockerific, it's old school. It's pretty amazing," she said, "and I can't tell you anymore without getting into trouble." Everything comes to a head when Olivia Pope, Kerry Washington, and the team finally make some big moves to take down command, and Mellie's fate, Bellamy Young, is sealed as the election results are announced in You Can't Take Command, which aired May 14th on the ABC television network. I doubt there is a single offering from the prolific Neil Simon more recognizable than The Odd Couple. From the hit Broadway play to the hit Hollywood movie to the longest-running comedy TV series, The Odd Couple has entered the human language. Profoundly tidy people are called Felixes, and most Americans, at least those of a certain age, immediately know what that means. A neat freak, right guys? Now Sierra Madre Playhouse has opened a new production of this time-honored play. Well done from start to finish, it highlights just how funny Simon's play is and how little it has aged, especially as this one, it's set in its original time frame of the mid-1960s. The show ends June 27th. I can't help but find it fascinating that in this age of casual manners and oversexed advertising, the works of Jane Austen has received such an enthusiastic resurgence. Her romances are, to coin a cliche, an entry into a simpler time. Yet this simple time could be brutal to women, since estates were left often to the distant male heirs. And women were stuck in between dreams of romances and the likelihood of prestige, a price for family honor. That, for all the romance in her work, was Austen's world. Now, a new Austen adaptation has arrived at the Fremont Center Theater in South Pasadena. Courtesy of Little Candle Productions, The Elliots is A.J. Darby's rather truncated adaptation of Austen's Persuasion, centering on the fortune of extended family and the heartbreaks and their friends endure. This show ends June 7th. So that's all for now. Check out more entertainment stories on crowncitynews.com, where you will be able to click over on my website, The Hollywood Times. Don't forget the Joseph and Mary.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you so much. You don't want to go anywhere. There's lots more coming up. You threw down a challenge. You want to throw some bricks. We're going to throw some bricks.
Okay, let's see who's going to drive away faster in that Lego car.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww. You should pick that up.
Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov. If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
So welcome back. We're so glad that you stayed with us. We promised you we're going to throw down some bricks. We're going to do that later, but first it's time for the Morning Buzz.
Serious stuff.
We're going to talk about some serious stuff. Here joining us now is local community activist Steve Lamb. Welcome, Steve.
Good morning. Thank you.
Let's jump right in.
Okay.
Under Sheriff Tanaka and Captain Carey were indicted for conspiracy. They were trying to hide an FBI informant and not let him testify. The question I have is, does the stink go all the way to Lee Baca?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those men have testified already that they acted completely under orders from Sheriff Baca. So there's no question that Lee Baca is involved.
But right now, his name is not mentioned in any of the paperwork.
Well,
How is he managing that?
I believe he made a deal. I believe the reason he resigned...
That he stepped down early.
That he stepped down early when he was going to run for re-election. I mean, he stepped down the day after he announced his re-election campaign. Very peculiar. And I believe the reason he did that is he made a deal with the FBI to step down and not be prosecuted.
Well, let's talk about, was it Andrew or Anthony Brown? How were they able to continually move him throughout the jail system? Yeah. Yes.
The Sheriff's Department is the largest jail system in the world, aside from the state of California. And they have numerous facilities, and they just kept moving him around, you know, and changing his name.
Literally moving him from one facility to another.
Let me tell you what bothers
me
about this whole thing. The FBI was investigating not just corruption, but abuse.
Yeah.
That the deputies were abusing not only prisoners, but guests of prisoners, beating them and that kind of thing. And with what's happening in the news currently with police, this is concerning to me.
You know, the Sheriff's Department doesn't just do that in the jail, they do that on the street.
As we've seen in tons of videos.
Tons of videos. There was one person in Altadena who was a well-known member of the community who stopped the sheriffs from beating a guy one day, and they literally ran him out of town. I mean, they destroyed his business. They harassed him to the point where he left. He actually contacted Baca, and Baca told him, you know, if my people want you out of town, you need to go. So this goes all the way to Baca, but this has been going on since at least the 1930s with the Sheriff's Department.
Oh, yeah, Biscaloos.
And it's been a culture of corruption and brutality that's just gone on forever.
What do you think is going to happen to Tanaka?
Oh, Tanaka will go to trial and he'll skate. He's not going to go to jail.
Is it, well, the deputies already, some of them, now, if they come, of course, and start naming names, then that might be a change.
If you name Leroy Baca and he's already got a deal, there's no change. And, you know, Tanaka already has gotten lenient treatment from the judge. I mean, there's been no orange jumpsuit. There's been no booking photo. They released him out of his handcuffs in court. They don't just do that to normal people.
Let's talk about another hot topic in Pasadena here, too.
Okay. Well, the corruption's universal.
We can talk about that for a long time.
The city leaders here in Pasadena can't stay out of trouble. Now they are being accused of taking $150,000 worth of free tickets.
There's no accusation. They took them. I mean, the records are there. They took them.
Yes, they took them. And so my question here is, how in the world are city leaders to remain unbiased when they're taking what can be construed as bribes?
No, they are bribes. They're not available to the general public under the same conditions. That makes them, under the law, a bribe.
Is this similar to the parking situation where people were allowed parking passes and they were more or less abusing that, parking all day in front of areas
No, this
that
is
were
much
actually
worse
for
than that.
disabled? I mean, but it just keeps going on from scandal to scandal.
But Steve, wait a minute. The argument can be made that these tickets are a way for city leaders to build business, bring business into the city of Pasadena, curry favor with business people.
With people who've donated to their campaigns.
And it's always the same people, I'm imagining.
Well, or is it
Are
foreign investors?
Are they going to pinpoint
Well, okay,
certain
if
people
they're
who are
doing
using
that,
the
why
tickets?
isn't the city manager doing it as opposed to the individual council people?
Well, because I think that part of the
why aren't we voting on that in public?
Voting on specifically?
On specifically who gets these tickets, these free tickets, and why. See, what they're doing is they're handing a stack of tickets to each city councilman, and they're just kind of handing them out as personal favors, whatever, as opposed to if they're really for a government.
People in their part of their constituents
and who've donated to their campaigns. Who've donated to their campaigns.
So would you rather not have that the whole ticket thing just go away, that there are no tickets for anyone?
You know, I think that, first of all, there used to be 4 events a year at the Rose Bowl.
No tickets for you! No tickets for you!
Well, why do they get tickets?
So
that's a good question. It's a question
and I think
for
it'll be going on for a little while here.
Why do they get anything?
Thank you, Steve, so
You're
much
welcome.
for being
Well, we
on.
hope
Really
to see
appreciate
you
it.
back soon. Wait,
Stay
hold
on.
don't leave.
Okay, don't leave.
You might be in on this this Lego building contest.
I know.
That's
If you're
here.
good at it, I want you on my team. So because
Okay.
I'm planning on taking over the Lego world.
Well, Legos are not just for children anymore. It's for adults who love to build, and there's a whole convention of Lego building here in Pasadena this weekend. Mary, you going to be there?
Well, I might knock them all down. I'm not really sure but I know that Eileen Gaspar is coming in, and she's going to be making several things with us, and we're going to
throw down some bricks.
Challenge.
And
there
that's
you go.
next.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Oh.
The long-awaited showdown, Lego Showdown, is here. Eileen Gaspar is with us from the
Bricks LA.
Bricks LA, which is a Lego convention here in Pasadena. So we're going to get right to it here with these Legos. But
I feel like you guys have been building this up quite a bit. So
I know.
a lot of
You have to
pressure.
have my package.
Oh, here.
fast.
No,
we
I'll
can
help.
talk about Legos a little bit as we do this. I'm just curious. These don't look like the Legos I played with when I was
Oh, you didn't have
younger.
these sets?
No.
Well, my kids played with Legos, and my nephews probably have mounds of them still in the garage, in their parents' garage. But
And a few that you step
I'm
on
a
in
little
the living
concerned because and especially in the evening when you would get up in the evening and okay, so we got to.
All right, so we got to start building while we're talking. So what I did
Yes.
is I brought a couple of these little Mixel sets, which
Okay.
are super cheap. They're like under $5. They're small sets. So if we want to start building them, we have a little wizard. And I don't know, you guys have been talking about it for like
Well,
an
this
hour.
says for ages 6 and up, and I'm completely baffled here.
I don't know.
So
Here's
while,
the hat.
While
I
you
know
guys
I
do
see
that,
the hat part.
I will
so there's our
talk.
instructions.
Show us how to do it fast. Oh, you have instructions.
So then you
Okay.
just kind of. The worst part about this is
Well, how are
finding
these,
the pieces.
Let's talk a little bit because I think that I made a good point. How are these Legos different from the Legos that I grew up with?
Well, that's the great part is that they're not actually different. I mean, we use the same base Lego from all the sort of sets that you buy now. Granted, since we were kids, they've come out with a lot of different themes and a lot of different pieces. Like, well, here, this example right here.
But I don't remember anything like this.
No, so actually they do a lot more buildings and large sets now, but this particular one is a custom. It's kind of based on the haunted house that Lego released, but it's actually a custom version of the Bates Motel house from the TV show Bates Motel.
I have no clue how to build this.
No, I gave up. It's 6+, and I'm obviously not.
Okay,
oh,
show
there
us
are
how to do
directions.
this. Show us-
She didn't show us the instructions.
I thought we were gonna like jump into
Yeah, we are. I can't choose.
Because you're talking to the gerontologist with the aging eyes, and okay, so
or the best part about Lego, if you want,
I can tell that
these
this
out.
is the hat.
Just throw
this
those
is
out.
the hat that we build.
And you can
Should
build
we
this.
just start
an
connecting
eye.
things?
I
What
know
if I
there's an
make it
eye.
wrong? Can you make things wrong?
Absolutely not. It's
Oh.
Lego. It's
Okay, so
fun.
I'm just
You
gonna
can use
make
your
something.
imagination.
I don't
How
think
do you
it's gonna
go-
be. I don't think it's gonna be what. Oh my gosh.
I want to ask
Let's
about
see.
a convention
Yes.
for people who build Legos. How did Legos get, I don't know, to that level where people come from all across the country to look at Legos, buy Legos, and build Legos?
Good question. I think what it is that Lego is an artistic medium just like anything else. It's just like paint or chalk or anything else that you can create art out of. It's literally building blocks for what you want to make. And it's a way for people to have easy access to a material. Because everybody can pretty much get their hands on Lego.
Yeah.
I want
Jimmy
Charles
Johnson's
to
store.
come out of the communication center and help me because I really
No,
I
you're
really
doing
don't.
great. No, look here. You just we'll put the eye.
Well,
on
I
this
need
little
I
purple
need
tease.
instructions for this, and I
Look,
can't
you're already done.
walk and
perfect.
chew
You have
gum
a
at the
little
same
robot
time.
Eyeball. I have the eyeball. It's going well.
All
Let's
right.
see.
So
I like the things. I mean, they would actually fly them. I mean, you can make anything.
You
that's
can
a
make
Lego.
anything, spaceships. You can make any size of things. We have everything from a 7-foot Tower of Orthanc from Lord of the Rings that will be at the convention.
Oh, okay,
To,
so
if you
that's
see
new.
it on the other side of the house right there, that's what we call a micro build. And that's
This little guy right here?
That little guy right there. That's a little. I don't know
See,
if you
that's probably as big as we're trying to build something because we're
that's
Lego
fine.
challenged.
You're not Lego challenged. That's the beauty. Is you can't be Lego challenged. You can
Okay,
just
so
build
you just
whatever
keep
you like.
look, I have completed this.
That's beautiful.
What was your opinion of the Lego movie?
loved
Were you upset that it didn't bring home the gold statue?
Oh, it was kind of weird. That part was kind of weird that didn't come home with them. But I mean, the movie itself stands on its own feet.
Do you think it inspired people to build
Yes.
Legos?
Yes, I do think it did. And actually, fun side note, at the end of that movie, when Will Ferrell is, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Spoiler alert!
Oh, that's what you were
That's
word
the
you were
word I
looking
was
for.
looking for.
When Will Ferrell is in his basement building room, a lot of the models around there were from local Lego builders who will be at the convention this weekend.
Oh, neat. So, we
So
have
where is the
famous
convention?
Lego
Good question. It's at the Pasadena Convention Center in the conference center.
Where else would a convention be except at the Pasadena Convention Center?
It's the only place to be, right?
It is. It's gorgeous.
And when it's this weekend?
It is this
So
weekend,
Joseph,
Saturday
I
and
am
Sunday.
kind of beating you because
You-
even though
listen.
I only have this that I built and this that I built,
No.
and I put an eyeball on another little deal here, I don't see
She's
any
winning.
connecting pieces on
just
your
saying.
game board here.
This is postmodernist Lego right there.
So I'm trying though, and
No, you did
are.
great. But that's the cool thing is you can build whatever you like. You can just have fun and kind of
What
make
else
weird
is
things,
going
or you
on
can
at the?
make-
What else is fun that's happening at the convention? Bricks LA.
Well, we have all sorts of things. We have models that you can available to the public to look at. You can chat with the builders themselves. There's also vendors that you can check out and a play area for the kids.
Great. So
Well, that's it for now. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for supporting our show.
And thank Laura Verlack from the Pasadena History Museum for being here and bringing her fantastic exhibit. And Steve Lamb for being on with us today.
Of course, Eileen Gaspar
And-
with Bricks
right?
LA.
And we had Lynn Chang and Gregory Moore. We're very happy that they were able to bring their artwork today. This was the art show.
It was the art show. And
CCN
Jessica
art
Handy,
show.
make sure that you go on to ccnnews.com and see the rest of that wonderful interview.
Have a great weekend, everyone. And I won because I got more pieces together.
Okay,
This is
so
really
now that
neat.
I'm...
And I love this. I mean, this is fantastic
Oh,
here.
thank you so much.
If I could, this, I got to start with one.
Oh, see, now you're
Are you going to try?
I'm gonna build this.
You're gonna make it happen.
You're going to make it happen for
Forget
sure.
the.
See, and this is the great part is you get to
I'm
search
done
through for the pieces.
Oh, there
around.
you go.
Or you can combine your sets. So you've got.
You say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.